Arne's lasting legacy is his gift of time. His wisdom, knowledge, those are the things I will remember about Arnie Pentland forever.
Who was Arnie Pentland? Arnie Pentland was a giant in our industry. He certainly was a man that created his own path, and then through that let the rest of us follow him on that path. And I think without him kind of blazing the trail, I don't know that we would be where we are today.
Arnie Pentland to me is an old family friend of my parents. So he's been around for all my life. He grew up with my dad in the prairies.
Arnett and Mabel were both extremely generous people, both in giving of their time and resources to whoever needed it, the community, the industry that Arnie loved, and to their friends and family.
Arnie and Mabel grew up in the prairies.
Mabel was the most dear to him, and I think it was kind of his proudest thing that he didn't let her get away.
On the flip side with Mabel, I think being his partner and being at his side and helping him throughout his career and in their personal life is her biggest milestone. Being a supporter to him and his partner is what made her the most proud.
It's one summer that I worked for them, and I was in university. They just put in a phenomenal amount of hours into that business, and I had a chance to watch them interact with their employees and with their clients, and they just were blue chip people, the two of them, and put so much in. They lived and breathed that business, and they treated their employees extremely well. They bought them cars, things like that. They were very, very generous people.
I think the most interesting thing that Arne had told me about growing up was that he was injured quite young. I can't remember exactly how old he was. I think he was under 10, and they were fooling around, and he was actually hit by a train and lost his leg in that accident.
I believe the history of Arnie getting involved in prosthetics was that he himself being an amputee. The story goes that the townspeople chipped in because there was some progressive prosthetics down in Los Angeles back in that day, and they sent him down there to get artificial leg. And of course it changed his life, and it also, I believe, set him in this direction to become, a pioneer in that industry.
What did Arnie mean to the profession? Wow, that's probably one of the biggest, toughest questions you could ask. I think Arne embodied our profession. He was our profession. Well, if we go chronologically, that might be the easiest way for us to kind of set them up. The first thing he did was we had our first Canadian national meeting in 1966 in Vancouver that Arne organized. In 1968, Arne was very instrumental in the setting up of our certification in prosthetics and orthotics in Canada. The third one is probably the late 70s, early 80s, providing the seed money to start the prosthetics and orthotics program at BCIT. Upon his death, Arne and Mabel's entire estate was donated back to different areas of prosthetics and orthotics. So Arne left OPC Canada $1.4 million, and he also left another $1.4 million divided in half, so $700,000 each to both of the schools for prosthetics and orthotics, BCIT in the West and GBC, George Brown College in Toronto. I think he meant a lot to our profession. We should all aspire to be half the man he was.